What are we looking at here? Is it an alternate reality, time travel?
It's a sitcom.
Starring 2 Avengers?
It's a working theory.
Well, I know the apron is a bit much, dear, but I am doing my best to blend in.
If you could create a world with your own rules, like Wanda did, with what would be the essential things that you must have in, and what would you definitely leave out there?
Gosh, I don't know. I feel like I'm in my perfect world in a lot of ways, you know? Like I get to, you know, make a living as an actor. I have this great family. I have all these great friends. I'm in the Marvel universe, you know? I mean, that's kind of the perfect world, you know? As far as things I would leave out, climate change and politics and all of those, you know, things that are kind of scary. I wish those things would be better, but outside of that, I'm very content.
Well, I think if Darcy could invent a show for herself, it would probably have something to do with a lot of beanie hats and a lot of ramen and a lot of coffee. So maybe Darcy living inside a giant ramen noodle cup would be the whole show. I would watch that. And I would.
When you did Ant-Man, did you have any idea that you could become something like this and you would be like reprising the role in the television series? Because I mean, Marvel Universe expanded so much.
I didn't think I'd come back in another project because, you know, I didn't know if there was a need for Jimmy Woo to come back. All I know is that I had such a great time on Ant-Man and the Wasp. And if I could come back, that would be incredible. But I thought it was a one-off. So when I got the call for this show, I was really, really excited. And then when I learned about what this show was about, I was like especially excited.
Well, I didn't expect it at all. I didn't expect to be in one movie, let alone 2 movies, let alone 2 movies in this. So I'm always so honored that they call me for anything. They're a pleasure to work for, and the character is really fun, and you know, she's an original character, so she's a new invention. So I just have so much fun doing it, and anything Marvel wants, I always will say yes.
You practically answered my next question, but I have to ask anyway, because people are wanting on the internet, Wu and Darcy team up to investigate, like in X-Files or something like this, supernatural events. What do you think about it?
I would love that. I mean, any opportunity to keep working with Kat. She's the best. She's so funny. And yeah, we had a lot of fun working on this. So if that was a possibility, I would be there for it.
I think that it's wonderful that people are loving Jimmy and Darcy together. I certainly love Randall. I think he's a wonderful actor, and if that were to come across my lap, I would absolutely do it.
Is this really happening?
Yes, my love.
Are you crying?
But I'm invested.
In Portuguese, we call the act of watching the whole series, like in sitting and watching the whole series, we call maratonar. Which is the same word that used for running a marathon. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a word like this in English, right? I think an expression to show.
Binging.
Binging, yes.
Binge watching, that's right. Binge watching, yeah.
So do you prefer like binge watching, or you like to keep up dates weekly? What
I like it how WandaVision is doing it, where it's released every week. You know, only because I'm old. I'm old, and that's how I grew up watching things.
Well, it's funny because I prefer the binge, but I think we're also used to being able to binge things now as viewers. We're used to having everything we want right now. So I think a show like this that is really epic and really mysterious, and there's a long-running mystery in the show, I think there's something really fun about having it weekly. You have to wait for the answers. You have to watch it together. I think it's a very uniting thing for people to watch it and have to wait for the new episode. It's fun, you know, it's like TV used to be.
And I feel like the cool thing about that is like, because people don't want to hear spoilers, right? So if they don't watch it right away, then they run the risk of hearing spoilers. So a lot of people, as soon as it comes out, they're trying to watch it as soon as possible. And I feel like that's really cool because then everyone's talking about it at the same time, you know? And there's a communal experience when you release episodes every week. So I prefer that way. I don't binge watch much.
I prefer too. I think we develop more like a deepest relationship.
Yeah.
We're expecting for, oh my God, only we have to wait a whole week. I'm kind of old too, I think.
Yeah, I like it that way. It's better.
I think something's wrong here.
Should we just take it from the top?
Wanda.
When we were kids, the bad guys were just bad guys. They want to conquer everything and something like that. But in this show, we see like Wanda is changing to a villain. What do you think about that? To the children, how do you see the future of these narratives? You know, that the bad guy has to have a background story too.
Well, we don't know if Wanda is the villain or not.
Yeah, of course.
So that's part of the grand mystery of the show. Is she or isn't she? And who is controlling this world and what's going on? So I do think, though, in storytelling that it is more interesting to have villains that you understand instead of there just being a bad guy or with a cape and a castle, you know, the thing. You know, it makes Marvel's really great at storytelling and making every character very compelling. You know, even Thanos was a very compelling character. You even sort of sympathize with him at the end of Endgame, which
it's crazy.
It's great. But you know, you understand him at the end. So they're masterful at developing those characters. But I can't confirm or deny about the villain of the show.
Course.
I think that's a good thing. You know, I think it's a good thing when quote unquote bad guys are developed as characters more, and you see the reasons why they are the way they are. And I think it's also a good thing when good guys are depicted as more complex, you know, maybe not so good all the time, because I think that's human. And I think when kids see that, they could know that it's okay to make mistakes. You know, it's okay to learn from the mistakes you make, and there really ultimately is no good and evil. It's just complicated people, you know.
Yes, complicated. It's a good way to describe this show too, because people were like freaking out in the first 2 episodes that were launched together. The reaction was, what is it? What is it's different from Marvel things? What can we expect for the final episodes? Because it's changing whole time with the experience.
You know, I can't answer that, but I you know what I can say is that all the questions we have will be answered.
Oh, nice.
And that it's going to be a wild ride. I mean, it already is a wild ride, but it's going to be even more of a wild ride.
Yeah, you can expect more surprises. You know, just when you think you know what's going on, the show will surprise you. And there's never been anything really like the show. I've never seen anything like it before, and certainly for the MCU, it's incredibly unique for them. So I'm glad people are enjoying it, and I think the more you watch, the more you want to watch.